Ahoy there! So in case you thought owning an RV was, you know, just all fun and games and camping all the time, well, guess what? It's not. Last time we had the bus out for a ride, we figured out we had a leak. Now we gotta figure out where's the leak. You know, it really adds something when you gotta fly off the island that you live on to get to your bus every time you want to do something. Today, we're driving from Anchorage, gonna meet up with our buddy Russ, who's got the other Wanderlodge, and see about trying to fix a fuel leak that we got in here. Then take you out for a little looking around here on mainland Alaska. It's real pretty right here.
Trying to, but it's kind of gloomy, so it's hard to see if it's going to capture it. I think we've had this scenery before.
Hey!
Can we see you?
Come up here, Morgan.
I'll do it, but I will not do the ahoy there. That's Dad's territory. Back to you, Morgan. No.
Let's hear it.
I just had a couple ideas or pointers for you. I didn't know what
This is so beautiful up here. We're at our buddy Russ's out here on the mainland. So both buses need some work. Mine's got a fuel leak, his has an oil leak. Clean this one up, we need to take a look at it. So gonna take it out for a test drive and grocery run. Let's see how this goes. Holy moly, that's a lot cleaner than it used to be.
Coming aboard, Captain!
Yep. All right, Russ, you're live. What do you think?
We'll see what's going on.
This one's a possible valve cover leak.
So we put new injector nozzles, tested the injectors, and adjusted the valves. So put it back together, and then we had a huge smoking ordeal on the first rundown, and we believe it's due to the oil that was in the valve cover that may have spilt onto the exhaust. So we're running it, cleaned everything off and running it again to see if we actually have a valve cover gasket leak or if it's just residual. So I'm gonna let her get hot and see if we can get something to burn off. So going to the grocery store.
Sounds good.
So now we can do a little footage of Russ's gauges and driving. So this one's a much older.
This is so much more maneuverable than ours. I can't make that turn that tight.
it oil?
Yeah.
Sit rep. Okay, got a little bit of a leak here. A little bit of smoke coming out. Hopefully it's not the valve cover gasket, because if it is, that has to get pulled up. Stand by. So I've already got the engine bay opened up here, and I've already found where the issue is. Problem is, see, there's so much stuff on top of this engine. This power steering reservoir, secondary fuel filter, bunch of fuel lines, big air cleaner box. Thing is, how do I get it to run? Because when I take all this stuff off, I won't be able to run it anymore. I know where the leak is, which is right under the air box, but how do I fix it without being able to run it? Well, I guess I can send the camera deep down into the bowels and you can see. So I don't know if you could tell that that's all liquid there in the valley. So first, step one, get all that diesel out of there. I think what I'm going to try to do is clean it out and then run it and see if I can put the camera down there and see what's going on before I take it all apart. Shoved about half a roll of rags down there. You know, now's probably as good a time as any to mention, you know, the whole trade school thing? Everybody thinks you got to go straight to college or you're not going to get a decent job. Here's the thing. I made almost as much money turning a wrench as I do now staring into the abyss known as a computer. Don't necessarily discourage the trade schools and working for a living. Doesn't cost as much, and those guys who went to college like me, especially the guys like me who know how hard a work this is, I would write a check in a minute if there was a competent mechanic out there that I could hire to do this crap. Just saying. And it's not like it's that hard. I mean, I did it 20 years ago for a living. I still remember how to do it. I just don't like doing it. Copy that? Don't like it, but I'm doing it. In case I didn't already mention it, if you're doing a job like this, working with diesel fuel, obviously it's a good idea to wear these neoprene gloves. Now, if you manage to find neoprene gloves that go the full length of your arm, great. Otherwise, well, at least you're halfway protected. Speaking of protection, oh wait, that's a different video, my bad. So I'm running. I don't know if you can hear me. Now I don't see any leaks. Go figure. Boy, nothing's as fun as when your glasses fall off when you're upside down in an engine bay. Anyway, so I've been cleaning off the injection pump. I'm going to try to get the phone down there. See if I can show you what I see. So we're not running anymore. Apologies, I can't really do a zoom in here because, well, it's pretty tight. Anyway, I think that's the shutoff solenoid right there, the yellow thing. That's probably the governor. But anyway, things are kind of messy back here. Giving it a go here. Check it out, baby. Huh? Dry as a bone. And my O-ring trick seems to be working on the power steering because for the first time ever, those lines are dry. So, leak is solved. It turned out it wasn't the fuel pump, it was just a loose fitting. But on the upside, we verified that my fuel pump's only that the fuel pump was replaced at some point pretty recently. So where this was leaking, I'll point to with this socket extension, the fitting right down here at the fuel pump, that's where it was leaking, going into the injection pump. We just have a big old mess to clean up. Then we got to put on the air box. I cleaned the air filter while I was at it. It had a K&N, so that was serviceable, and it had just about the right amount of dirt in it. Now we still have a mess of diesel everywhere because there was an open injector there when we were trying to start it the first time. Plus it all had to get bled out. But at the end of the day, we're back up and running. So just like that, we're kind of done. I mean, we have a lot of cleanup left to do. We got a mess in there. We're gonna get that squared away, so in the meantime, we're gonna go take a look at Russ's bus and see how removing the doghouse is coming.
Pulling the cat house apart.
What's going on with your mess?
Leaking head gasket. Oh, come on.
That looks like an evil bolt.
trying to find the head of the
Good.
bolt through the carpet's the evil part. The first time I did this, all the screws and nuts and bolts were hidden under the wonderful carpet job that Tim Gunner did, and so it took me probably a full day's worth of man hours to find all the nuts, bolts, and screws. And I think this only took me probably 30 minutes with a couple stops in between. Now that I know how to get it out, it's not that big of a job. We got a little bit of fuel leaking in the valley again, and then my passenger side valve cover is pinched or something, and we got some leaking down onto the exhaust manifold. So
you don't think we were actually going to show you how Russ's turned out, did you? In the big time, they call that a pre-log. Anyway, as always, hey, thanks a lot for coming along. Thanks for watching, and remember, be kind.
Hope you liked the video. Let me take 2. Yeah, but oh, there's going a little far.